Are the way you start your essays just a little bit boring? Or maybe they sound like this. In this essay, I'm going to tell you about XYZ. Well, after this video, you are going to learn 7 ways that you can grab your reader's attention at the beginning of your essay. And let me tell you, they're going to be begging you to tell them more. Number 1, you can start your essays by asking a question. Let me tell you why this works. Asking a question piques your reader's interest. It really draws them into the topic being discussed, and they engage the reader by making them think about their own experience or opinions. Let me give you an example. What is the difference between successful college students and unsuccessful college students? Isn't that much better than I'm going to tell you the difference between a successful college student and an unsuccessful college student? All right, here's another question that you could potentially use. Just how much screen time is too much for elementary school aged children? Here's another example. Would your family have enough food to eat if commercially processed food became unavailable for an extended period of time? Here is a second way you can grab your reader's attention. Use an anecdote. An anecdote is a personal story or account that helps you to illustrate a point or convey a message. They draw the reader in by providing a relatable and humanizing element to the topic being discussed. Now, let's take a look at a few examples. Here's one. There was nothing more isolating than being alone in a foreign country with no cell phone, no money, and no ability to speak the language. Don't you want to know more? Here's another example. It was Christmas of 1995 when her parents taught her a valuable lesson. Always expect the unexpected. Tell me you don't want to know more. Here is the last example of an anecdote. You ruined my life. After months of quiet anger, my brother finally confronted me. To my shame, I had been appallingly ignorant of his pain. Tell me you don't want to know more. All right, here is the third way you can grab your reader's attention. You can ask a rhetorical question. Rhetorical questions are questions that are not meant to be answered directly, but rather to provoke thought or emphasize a point. They engage the reader by encouraging them to consider the topic on a deeper level. Let's take a look at 2 examples of rhetorical questions. Number 1, have you ever wondered what you would do if you couldn't fail? Here's another example. What's the one thing you can do to make the world a better place? All right, let's get into number 4. The fourth way that you can grab your reader's attention is by sharing an interesting fact at the beginning of your essay. Interesting facts provide unique or surprising information that captures the reader's attention and adds depth to the topic being discussed. They engage the reader by presenting new and intriguing information. Let's take a look at some examples of interesting facts. China is going to spend 850 billion to clean up its water supply over the next decade. Here's another example. Ancient Egyptians used heavy eye makeup to keep evil spirits at bay and to protect their eyes from infection. The fifth way that you can grab your reader's attention is to use a simile or a metaphor. Similes and metaphors use comparison to create vivid imagery and convey complex ideas in a more accessible way. They engage the reader by appealing to their senses and imagination. Let's take a listen to how someone used simile or metaphor to grab our attention. Here's an example. The high rate of poverty in America is the country's elephant in the room. All right. We're almost down to our 7th one, but this is number 6. Number 6 is you can start your essay with a quote. Quotes from notable figures provide authority and perspective on the topic being discussed. They engage the reader by offering insight or wisdom from respected sources. Let's listen to a few examples of quotes. When writing about education, you can use the quote by Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Here's another example. If your topic is related to hard work or making your own destiny, you can start by quoting Michael Jordan, the greatest of all time, by the way. Okay, we're not going to argue that point here. Here's his quote. Some people want it to happen. Well, sorry, some people want it to happen. Some wish it would happen. Others make it happen. All right. Before I give you the seventh way that you can grab your reader's attention, don't forget to hang on till the end because I have something special to give you if you've made it this far. All right. Number 7, you can grab your reader's attention with a statistic. Statistics provide quantitative data that adds credibility and context to the topic being discussed. They engage the reader by presenting factual information that supports the argument or thesis. Here is an example of a statistic. It is noted by Alison Comey from the Psychology Today magazine that people lie in every 1 out of 5 conversations that last for at least 10 minutes. I feel like I've been talking for almost 10 minutes. So, I'm just saying, I have not lied in this conversation at all. Anyway, so just a recap. Here are 7 ways that you can grab your reader's attention so your papers don't start out boring and you want to make them beg you to tell you more. All right. Number 1, start with a question. Number 2, start with an anecdote. Number 3, start with a rhetorical question. Number 4, start with an interesting fact. Number 5, simile or metaphor. Number 6, start with a quote. And number 7, use a statistic. So here is what you have been waiting for and what I've been waiting to give you since you made it this far. In the show notes, you can grab a free practice grabbing your reader's attention checklist so that you can practice using these hooks in your writing. If you need help with writing, you can find me at writewithmrsbrown.com. I work with elementary through middle school students and I teach them how to make their writing come alive. Until next time, my friends, I'll see you and happy writing.